Hello everyone! This tutorial is about proper research techniques. We will use this information in order to complete our collaborative Assemblage research project. So, we will start with Google over here. However, first we do need to figure out what we're going to be doing. So our preliminary project steps are: first, we are going to be getting into groups. Students will get into groups and discuss the word assemblage. What do you believe that assemblage means? What language do you think the word is in? And what do you think that assemblage art might look like? So you're going to answer those questions in your group from your previous knowledge. And then what we're going to do is we are going to collaboratively research the art of assemblage and discover its characteristics. Assemblage art is created in many different forms. We're going to discover this through the research of several different artists. So the next step will be to collaboratively choose an assemblage artist from the list provided. So our list looks something like this. This will be the list that you will be receiving with all of your websites. So we have Pablo Picasso, Jim Dine, Umberto Baccioni, Zach Freeman, Louise Nevelson, and Robert Rauschenberg. All of these artists were assemblage artists in their own way. And what we are going to do is we are going to pick one as a group, and each group will research the different artists, and then they will present it in a beautiful presentation that they're going to make. So this is a couple of websites to start you off, websites that I gave to you, and then you will move on and research with your own knowledge. So when we research, our research techniques the information that I have to give to you is to first start with a clear goal for the group. That means, what are you trying to get to? And so for us, our goal is actually to answer all the provided questions. So the provided questions are on the back of the page that you will be receiving. So your questions and instructions are on here. We have 10 questions, and what you're going to do is you're going to need to create a typed paper that has all of these questions answered. That typed paper will also be your aid when you are presenting. So when you answer these questions, answer them in the way that you might want to say it when you are saying it to the viewers. The pictures should be nice and large so the viewers can see, and the information should all be very clear for the viewer. So your goal will be to answer these 10 questions appropriately. Your next technique will be to formulate a plan. So now we know what our clear goal is. Now, how do we get to that goal? You might want to work separately. Each group member answers a couple of the questions on their own. You might want to work in pairs, or you might even want to work all together. One person researches, another person documents, another person helps the researcher, and so on. You can decide what is best for your group. Next research tip is to find reliable resources. I provided your group with several initial resources. You are going to be using these. You can see that the resources that I gave to you are from MoMA. This is an example over here. MoMA is the Modern Museum of Art. And we have over here from pablopicasso.org, which is a website that was created for Pablo Picasso. There's a lot of different, there's even Britannica and a lot of different the Art Story, a lot of different websites that are great resources that are reliable. You know that the information there will be correct. So that is something that you have to make sure that you do. Next, I would suggest for you to reword information in order to avoid plagiarism. You do not want to copy a whole paragraph, paste it in your report, and then say it to the group, because then you are pretty much plagiarizing. You're taking somebody else's words and using them as your own. That is something you want to stay away from. So what you want to do in order to cover yourself is to take this information, reword it in your own words, so that way it'll even be clearer for yourself and your viewers, and then in order to double cover yourself, I would suggest to cite all sources that you used in order to give credit to those people who did do the research and provide that research for you. So credit them by citing all the sources and letting everybody know what you used in order to get the information that you did. Our last project research technique will be to use Boolean operators. Our Boolean operators, what they are, is they are words that you might use in between the words that you research. Those words might be and, or, and not. So those three words you might use within your research words. What does that mean? Well, when you go onto Google or any other research engine and you type in one of your artists, so as you can see over here, one of the artists is Jim Dine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a very general research and I'm going to type in Jim Dine. A Boolean word, one of them we said is and. So I might want to add the word and then add assemblage. You might see that up already because I did do the research beforehand. What you're going to get when you click enter is you are going to get a lot of different resources that have the word Jim Dine in it, as well as the word assemblage in it. So each and every one of these will have both of those researching elements. And so you know that any information that you have will have Jim Dine and his assemblage information as an artist. If you would like to change that and write Jim Dine or assemblage, what you're going to get with this Boolean operator is you are going to get different types of information that will either be information about Jim Dine or about assemblage. So it's going to be two different pieces of information. For example, if you click images, you might see images of Jim Dine's art, or you might see images of simply just assemblage, not with any connection to Jim Dine. So that is what the word or gives you. Last but not least, you may use the word not. If you do use the word not, just keep in mind that that word will limit your research. So when you look up Jim Dine, not assemblage, you might get information about Jim Dine as maybe a painter. He painted during his life. He didn't just create sculpture and assemblage. So you might want to look up some of his other art that he created. That's one of the moments that you might want to use the word not. So there are many ways to use Boolean operators and they could help you. So make sure that you do try it out and see if it works. I hope that you learned some really great information that will help you create your research for this project. So good luck with your research, and please remember to work well as a group. I do grade you on group grade, so I'm looking at how you work together. Make sure that each group member does participate equally and does give to the group information, as well as present. When you stand up to present, everybody should take part in the presentation. There shouldn't be one leader that only talks and the rest are quiet. Everybody should take part in it equally, and I am grading you on that as well. So, good luck with your research, and I will see you later.